Did you know that nearly 40% of seniors might be chronically dehydrated without even realizing it? That's a staggering number, especially when we consider how essential water is for nearly every function in our bodies. Just like a plant that slowly wilts without enough water, our bodies can't function at their best when we're not getting enough fluids. And here's the thing, as we get older, our bodies actually change in ways that make staying hydrated both more challenging and more critical for our health. In the next 25 minutes, we'll explore why water becomes even more important after 65, how to recognize the sometimes subtle signs of dehydration, and most importantly, practical, realistic strategies that won't have you running to the bathroom all day. This is real-world advice you can start using today. Before we dive in, let me share something personal. My own mother, who's now 78, was experiencing frequent headaches and unusual fatigue last summer. After several doctor visits with no clear answers, we discovered something surprisingly simple. She wasn't drinking enough fluids throughout the day. Once she improved her hydration habits, those symptoms dramatically improved within just a few days. This experience showed me firsthand how easy it is to miss the connection between hydration and our overall well-being. So let's begin our journey to better hydration by understanding exactly why seniors face unique challenges when it comes to staying properly hydrated. As we age, our bodies undergo several important changes that directly affect how we process and retain water. Understanding these changes helps explain why staying hydrated requires more attention after 65. First, our body composition naturally shifts. By the time we reach our 80s, our bodies contain about 10 to 15% less water than they did in our younger years. This happens because we gradually lose muscle mass, which holds more water, and gain more fat tissue, which holds less water. This means we have a smaller reservoir of fluid to begin with, making us more vulnerable to even mild dehydration. Second, our kidneys, the amazing organs that filter our blood and regulate fluid balance, become less efficient with age. They may not conserve water as effectively as they once did, which means we lose more fluid through urination. Think of it as having a slightly leaky bucket. You need to add water more often to maintain the same level. But perhaps the most significant change affects our built-in hydration alert system, our thirst sensation. As we age, this vital signal becomes noticeably blunted. Think of your thirst signal like a phone notification that's been set to silent or vibrate instead of a loud ring. The alert is still happening, but it's much easier to miss. This reduced thirst sensation is due to changes in the very sensors that detect when we need fluids. Located in a part of the brain called the hypothalamus, these sensors become less sensitive over time. The practical impact? By the time many seniors actually feel thirsty, they might already be well on their way to being dehydrated. There's another factor that complicates matters: medications. Many common prescriptions taken by older adults can affect hydration status. Diuretics prescribed for high blood pressure or heart conditions increase urine output. Some medications for acid reflux, allergies, or depression can cause dry mouth. Blood pressure medications, laxatives, and even some pain relievers can influence how our bodies process fluids. When we combine all these factors, less water in our bodies to begin with, kidneys that may not conserve water as well, a diminished thirst signal, and the effects of various medications, it's easy to see why dehydration becomes more common with age. Understanding these challenges is the first step toward addressing them effectively. Now that we know why hydration requires more conscious attention as we age, let's explore how our bodies signal when they're not getting enough fluids. And these signals might not be what you expect. Since we've learned that thirst isn't always a reliable indicator, it's important to recognize other ways our bodies tell us we need more fluids. Some signs of dehydration are obvious, while others might surprise you. The simplest indicator is your urine color. Think of it as your body's built-in hydration gauge. Ideally, your urine should be a pale, straw-like yellow, similar to lemonade. If it's darker, like apple juice or amber, that's often a sign you need more fluids. While this isn't a perfect measure, certain vitamins, medications, and foods can affect color. It's a helpful daily check that requires no special equipment. Next, pay attention to your mouth, lips, and skin. A dry or sticky feeling in your mouth, cracked lips, or skin that feels less elastic can all indicate dehydration. Try this simple check. Pinch the skin on the back of your hand for a few seconds and then release it. If the skin takes longer than normal to return to its flat position, you might be dehydrated. Feeling unusually tired or experiencing sudden drops in energy might also signal insufficient fluids. This happens because even mild dehydration can reduce blood volume, making your heart work harder to pump oxygen and nutrients throughout your body. This extra cardiac workload can leave you feeling fatigued. Headaches are another common symptom. When you're not properly hydrated, your brain can temporarily contract or shrink from fluid loss, pulling away from the skull slightly. This triggers pain receptors in the meninges, the membrane surrounding your brain, resulting in a headache. Many people reach for pain relievers when a glass of water might be what they really need. Now here's something many people don't realize. Cognitive symptoms are often linked to dehydration, especially in older adults. Studies show that even mild dehydration, losing just 1 to 2% of your body's water, can impair concentration, short-term memory, and decision-making abilities. In seniors, dehydration can sometimes cause confusion or disorientation that might be mistaken for more serious cognitive conditions. Physical coordination can also be affected. Feeling dizzy, lightheaded, or unsteady when standing up quickly might indicate lower blood volume due to insufficient fluids. This is particularly concerning because it increases fall, which is already a serious concern for many older adults. Digestive issues like constipation often improve with proper hydration. Water helps keep stool soft and moving through the digestive tract. Without enough fluid, waste moves more slowly, potentially leading to constipation and discomfort. What makes recognizing dehydration tricky is that many of these symptoms, fatigue, headaches, dizziness, confusion, are often attributed to aging itself, medication side effects, or other health conditions. Sometimes the simplest explanation gets overlooked. I'd like to share another brief example here. A friend's father was experiencing unusual confusion and irritability in the afternoons. The family was concerned about early dementia until a visiting nurse suggested tracking his fluid intake. It turned out he rarely drank anything after his morning coffee. Once he started having regular fluid breaks throughout the day, his mental clarity noticeably improved. Sometimes what appears to be a complex problem has a surprisingly simple solution. Now that we can better recognize the signs of dehydration, let's discover the many remarkable ways that staying properly hydrated benefits our health as we age. Benefits that extend far beyond simply avoiding these symptoms. Getting enough fluids isn't just about avoiding the unpleasant symptoms we just discussed. It actually supports your overall health in remarkable ways that become increasingly important with age. Recent research from the National Heart, Lung, and Blood Institute suggests something quite profound. Adults who stay well hydrated appear to develop fewer chronic conditions, show fewer signs of biological aging, and potentially live longer, healthier lives compared to those who maintain lower hydration levels. Let's start with brain health, which is a top concern for many seniors. Your brain is approximately 75% water, so even slight dehydration can impact cognitive function. Proper hydration supports optimal blood flow to the brain, ensuring it receives the oxygen and nutrients needed for clear thinking, memory formation, and mood regulation. Some studies suggest that maintaining good hydration may even help reduce the risk of cognitive decline over time. For heart health, adequate hydration helps maintain the proper thickness or viscosity of blood. When you're well hydrated, your blood can flow more easily, which means your heart doesn't have to work as hard to pump it throughout your body. This contributes to maintaining healthy blood pressure levels. Conversely, chronic mild dehydration may contribute to thicker blood and increased strain on the cardiovascular system. Your kidneys, those remarkable filtering organs, absolutely depend on sufficient water to function properly. Adequate hydration helps them efficiently remove waste products and excess substances from your blood. When you're properly hydrated, your urine is more diluted, which helps prevent kidney stones and urinary tract infections, both of which become more common with age. For those with existing kidney issues, proper hydration, in accordance with medical advice, remains crucial for supporting kidney function. For digestion and elimination, water is essential for breaking down food so your body can absorb the nutrients. It also helps prevent constipation by softening stool and supporting intestinal function. Many digestive discomforts can be improved simply by increasing fluid intake. Joint health is another area where hydration plays a key role. Water helps maintain the cushioning fluid around your joints and supports the production of synovial fluid. Think of water as a natural lubricant for your joints, helping them move more smoothly with less friction and discomfort. Your skin, the body's largest organ, also benefits from adequate hydration. While drinking water isn't a magical cure for wrinkles, chronically dehydrated skin can appear more dry, flaky, and accentuate fine lines. Well-hydrated skin generally appears more supple and may heal more efficiently from minor cuts and irritations. Body temperature regulation becomes increasingly important as we age, particularly because older adults are more vulnerable to heat-related illness. Water is essential for perspiration, our body's natural cooling system. proper hydration helps maintain this important function and reduces the risk of overheating, especially during warmer weather or physical activity. For those managing weight in their senior years, staying well hydrated supports a healthy metabolism and can help distinguish between true hunger and thirst, which our bodies sometimes confuse. Having water before meals may also help with portion control by creating a sense of fullness. Immunity is another beneficiary of proper hydration. Staying well hydrated supports the production of lymph, which carries white blood cells and other immune system cells throughout your body. A well-functioning immune system is particularly important as we age. The best part about all these benefits, they don't require expensive equipment, complicated regimens, or prescription medications, just the simple habit of consuming enough fluids throughout your day. It's one of the most accessible ways to support your health as you age. With all these remarkable benefits in mind, let's now turn our attention to the practical side of things. How can you actually incorporate more fluids into your daily routine in ways that are enjoyable, convenient, and sustainable? Now that we understand why hydration matters so much, let's focus on practical strategies to ensure you're getting enough fluids every day without feeling like it's a chore or spending your day running to the bathroom. First, let's address that elephant in the room, the bathroom concern. Yes, drinking more means urinating more frequently. But here's the good news. By sipping smaller amounts throughout the day rather than gulping large amounts at once, and by drinking more earlier in the day and less in the evening, you can manage this concern more effectively. Your bladder will also gradually adjust to increased fluid intake over time. If incontinence is a specific concern, please know that limiting fluids is rarely the best solution. Instead, consider talking with your healthcare provider about addressing the underlying causes. There are many effective treatments and management strategies available. Proper hydration is too important to sacrifice for fear of accident. Now, let's explore practical approaches to increase your daily fluid intake. Create your personal hydration station. This is simply about making water constantly visible and accessible. Keep a water bottle, pitcher, or favorite cup in the places where you spend most of your time. Beside your favorite chair, on your bedside table, in the kitchen, and even in the car for outings. When water is within arm's reach, you're much more likely to sip regularly. Make hydration part of your existing routines. We all have daily habits, taking medications, eating meals, brushing teeth, that can serve as hydration reminders. Try drinking a full glass of water. First thing in the morning, keep water by your bed. With each meal and snack, whenever you take medication, after every bathroom break, when watching TV, during commercials or between episodes, and when talking on the phone. By piggybacking on existing habits, you make hydration automatic rather than something you have to remember separately. If you find plain water boring or unappetizing, you have plenty of flavorful options. Add natural flavors with slices of lemon, lime, orange, cucumber, berries, or fresh mint. Try herbal teas, served either hot or iced. Enjoy clear broths or light soups as part of meals. Diluted fruit juices, mix with water to reduce sugar content, and sparkling water for a refreshing change from still water. Temperature matters more than many people realize. Some individuals find room temperature water easier to drink in larger quantities, while others prefer ice-cold water or warm beverages. Experiment to discover your personal preference, and you'll likely increase your intake naturally. Don't forget that you can eat your water too. Many foods contain significant amounts of water that contributes to your daily fluid intake. Fruits like watermelon, oranges, grapes, and berries, vegetables such as cucumber, lettuce, zucchini, and celery, yogurt, cottage cheese, and oatmeal, smoothies which can combine multiple hydrating ingredients, and even popsicles made from fruit juice or herbal tea. For those who appreciate technology, consider hydration reminder apps. There are many free apps designed specifically to help you track water intake and send friendly reminders throughout the day. Some even allow you to customize reminder times to fit your schedule. Visual cues and simple tracking can also be effective. Some people benefit from using a marked water bottle that shows how much to drink by certain times of day. Others prefer a simple check sheet or journal. One approachable method is to use rubber bands around your water bottle. Start with a certain number of bands in the morning and move one down after each refill until you've reached your goal. Let's address another important practical issue. Staying hydrated when you're away from home. This can be especially challenging during outings, travel, or social events. Consider carrying a small water bottle in your purse or pocket, identifying water fountains in familiar locations like the mall or grocery store, and making it a habit to request water when dining out. Making hydration social can also increase success. If you live with others, consider a friendly hydration challenge where you remind each other to drink regularly. If you live alone, Perhaps make a pact with a friend to check in about hydration goals. Social accountability works wonders for establishing new habits. I'd like to share a personal tip that's worked well for me. I keep a beautiful glass pitcher filled with water and sliced lemons on my kitchen counter. It serves as both a visual reminder and makes drinking water feel like a special treat rather than a chore. Sometimes simply making hydration more aesthetically pleasing can increase your motivation. Remember, the goal isn't perfection, it's progress. Even small improvements in your hydration habits can yield meaningful benefits for your health and well-being. While these everyday strategies work well under normal circumstances, there are certain situations when hydration becomes even more critical and requires extra attention. Let's explore those special circumstances next. Beyond your everyday hydration routine, there are specific situations when staying properly hydrated becomes even more crucial and deserves special attention. Hot weather is perhaps the most obvious trigger for increased fluid needs. Heat and humidity significantly increase fluid loss through perspiration, even if you don't feel yourself actively sweating. During summer months or heat waves, increase your fluid intake proactively. Don't wait until you feel thirsty, as that sensation might be delayed. Air-conditioned environments, while cooler, can also be quite dry and contribute to fluid loss through respiration and skin evaporation. Similarly, exercise and physical activity naturally increase your body's water requirements. Even gentle activities like gardening, walking, or water aerobics will increase fluid loss through perspiration and respiration. Make it a habit to drink water before, during, if possible, and after any physical activity, regardless of whether you feel thirsty at the moment. If you travel frequently, be aware that air travel is particularly dehydrating due to the low humidity in airplane cabins. When flying, increase your water intake before, during, and after your flight. Consider bringing an empty water bottle through security that you can fill up once you're past the checkpoint, and limit alcohol and caffeine during flights as they can further contribute to dehydration. Illness presents another high-risk situation, especially when it involves fever, vomiting, or diarrhea, all of which can quickly lead to dehydration. During these times, sipping fluids frequently is essential, even if you don't feel like drinking. Sometimes plain water isn't enough in these situations, as you're also losing important electrolytes. This might be when a sports drink, ideally one lower in sugar, or an oral rehydration solution is appropriate. Your medication regimen can significantly impact hydration needs. Diuretics or water pills, commonly prescribed for high blood pressure or heart conditions, increase urine output by design. If you take these medications, you may need to adjust your fluid intake accordingly. Always consult with your healthcare provider about the appropriate fluid intake for your specific medication regimen, as they can provide personalized guidance. It's important to note that while proper hydration is vital for most seniors, there are exceptions to the drink more rule. If you have certain medical conditions like congestive heart failure, severe kidney disease, or liver cirrhosis with ascites, your doctor might actually recommend limiting fluids. This is why it's essential to follow your healthcare provider's specific advice for your individual situation, rather than general guidelines. Know the warning signs that require immediate medical attention. Severe dehydration is a serious condition that warrants prompt medical care. Seek help if you experience extreme thirst, very dark urine or no urination for 8 hours or more, dizziness or lightheadedness that prevents normal activities, confusion or disorientation, rapid heart rate or breathing, sunken eyes or very dry mouth, lethargy or unusual fatigue. Finally, if you're caring for an older loved one, be particularly vigilant about their hydration status, especially if they have mobility challenges, cognitive impairment, or communication difficulties that might prevent them from recognizing or expressing thirst. Now that we've covered these special circumstances, let's clear up some persistent misconceptions about hydration that might be affecting your habits without you even realizing it. As with many health topics, hydration comes with its share of misconceptions and questions. Let's address some of these persistent myths to ensure you have accurate information to guide your hydration habits. Myth number 1. I'll drink when I feel thirsty. My body knows what it needs. While this approach works reasonably well for younger adults, it becomes less reliable as we age due to that diminished thirst sensation we discussed earlier. By the time many seniors feel thirsty, they might already be mildly dehydrated. This is why a proactive approach to hydration is generally more effective than relying solely on thirst cues, especially after age 65. Myth number 2, coffee, tea, and other caffeinated beverages don't count toward hydration because they're diuretics. This is one of the most common misconceptions that can unnecessarily limit your beverage choices. While caffeine does have a mild diuretic effect, caffeinated beverages like coffee and tea still contribute positively to your overall fluid balance. The water content in these beverages outweighs the diuretic effect of the caffeine. That said, plain water remains the optimal choice for hydration, and it's wise to consume caffeinated beverages in moderation. Myth number 3. You must drink exactly 8 glasses of water every day. The famous 8x8 Rule 8 8-ounce glasses daily is more of a general guideline than a scientific requirement. Individual fluid needs vary based on your size, activity level, health status, medications, climate, and even the water content of your diet. Focus less on hitting a specific number and more on maintaining pale yellow urine and preventing thirst. Your needs might be more or less than this common recommendation. Myth number 4. If my urine is clear, I'm optimally hydrated. While dark urine often indicates dehydration, completely clear urine might suggest you're drinking more water than your body needs, though this is rarely harmful. The ideal color is a pale, straw-like yellow, similar to lemonade. Consistently clear urine could occasionally indicate overhydration, which, while uncommon, is something to be aware of. Myth number 5. Drinking more water will give me healthier skin and prevent wrinkles. Water is important for skin health, but drinking extra water beyond your needs won't suddenly eliminate wrinkles or dramatically transform your skin. Proper hydration supports skin health from the inside, but other factors like genetics, sun exposure, skincare routine, and overall nutrition play larger roles in skin appearance. Hydration is part of skin health but not a miracle solution. Myth number 6. Sports drinks are better than water for everyday hydration. For most daily hydration needs, water is ideal. Sports drinks contain electrolytes but also often contain added sugars and calories that aren't necessary for routine hydration. They're most appropriate during prolonged exercise, illness with fever or digestive symptoms, or in very hot conditions with excessive sweating, situations where you're losing both water and electrolytes in significant quantities. Myth number 7. Drinking water with meals dilutes stomach acid and impairs digestion. For most people, drinking moderate amounts of water with meals does not interfere with digestion and may actually aid the process by helping break down food. Unless you've been specifically advised otherwise by your healthcare provider for a particular condition, having water with meals is beneficial and contributes to your daily fluid intake. Beyond these myths, let's address some common questions that arise regarding hydration. Question: how do I know exactly how much water I personally need? The simplest approach is to monitor your urine color and adjust your intake accordingly. If you want a more specific starting point, talk with your healthcare provider, who can take into account your particular health conditions, medications, and individual needs. Remember that needs vary not only from person to person, but can also change based on weather, activity level, and health status. Question: is bottled water better than tap water? In most developed areas with regulated water systems, tap water is perfectly safe and cost-effective. If you dislike the taste of your tap water, consider using a home filter. If you prefer bottled water, look for brands that have undergone additional testing and certification. The most important thing is finding a water source you enjoy drinking from regularly. Question: does drinking more water help with weight management? Water itself doesn't cause weight loss, but staying hydrated supports a healthy metabolism and can help distinguish between true hunger and thirst. Sometimes we misinterpret thirst as hunger. Having water before meals may also help with portion control by creating a sense of fullness. Hydration is a supportive factor in weight management, not a primary solution. Question: what if I genuinely dislike drinking water? You're not alone in this preference. Try the flavor enhancements we discussed earlier. Focus more on hydrating foods and other beverages, or experiment with different water temperatures. Some people who dislike room temperature water find they enjoy it very cold or as hot tea. Remember that other fluids and water-rich foods contribute significantly to your hydration status. Now that we've addressed these common misconceptions and questions, let's bring everything together with some final thoughts and actionable steps you can take today. As we've journeyed through the world of hydration for healthy aging, I hope you've gained a new appreciation for the role proper fluid intake plays in maintaining your well-being. What I find most encouraging about this topic is that unlike many health challenges that come with aging, improving hydration is straightforward, affordable, and within everyone's reach. Staying properly hydrated is truly one of the simplest yet most powerful things you can do for your health as you age. It doesn't require expensive equipment, complicated regimens, or prescription medications, just awareness and some easy habits that, once established, can become second nature. Let's review the key points we've covered in our time together. The aging process creates unique hydration challenges: less total body water, reduced thirst sensation, and less efficient kidneys, making conscious hydration more important than ever after 65. Dehydration can manifest in ways you might not expect, from the obvious symptoms like thirst and dark urine, to less obvious ones like fatigue, headaches, and even confusion that might be mistaken for other conditions. Proper hydration supports virtually every system in your body, from brain function and heart health to kidney function and joint comfort, potentially contributing to healthier aging and better quality of life. Simple strategies like creating a personal hydration station, linking water intake to daily routines, and finding enjoyable alternatives to plain water can make staying hydrated much easier and more sustainable. Special situations like hot weather, exercise, illness, and certain medications require extra attention to your fluid intake to prevent dehydration. I encourage you to take action starting today with these simple steps that can make a significant difference. Place a water bottle or glass where you'll see it throughout the day. Make water visually prominent in your environment. Create a simple system that works for you to track your intake, whether that's an app, a marked bottle, or a checklist. Experiment with adding natural flavors to make your water more enjoyable. Start checking your urine color regularly as a simple hydration check. Incorporate more water-rich foods into your daily diet. Remember that improving hydration is not an all-or-nothing proposition. Even small increases in your fluid intake can yield meaningful benefits. Start where you are, make incremental changes, and be patient with yourself as you develop new habits. To hear from you in the comments section below, what's your favorite way to stay hydrated that doesn't involve plain water? Or if you've noticed improvements after increasing your fluid intake, please share your experience to inspire others. Thank you for taking the time to learn about this important aspect of healthy aging. The small, consistent habit of proper hydration can truly make a remarkable difference in how you feel and function every day. Here's to your health, one sip at a time.